Nicknames, los apodos. Today.
Nicknames.
Danny Dona, Prime.
Yeah.
Esto es Tony en 10.
Yeah.
Uno de mis números favoritos. El 4 me gusta también. Pero bueno, Tony en 10. Entonces, los
¿Por qué
apodos.
10?
Nicknames in radio, Danny, why do they still exist?
Well, nicknames in radio, I feel, it goes way back when. You know, you were a character on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
TV wasn't really invented yet, so you were Charlie Chapman. You were the voice on the radio. Come on, the Hindenburg is going to crash now. Oh my God! You know, you were that voice. You were entertaining, and then when it moved into the most motion pictures and TVs, I think you really got to see those characters live and alive. And obviously, radio's still around, but the characters have gone away, and so have the nicknames on the
Especially
radio.
the phony characters también.
Yeah, and, like for
The
example,
radio voice. Don't make
Yeah.
me use my radio voice. Right?
Yeah, and I do a lot of voice coaching with my talent, and just speaking to our buddy Artie, he was doing some breaks, and he estaba 92.5 máxima, gozando con mamma mia, and I'm like, bro, ¿por qué tú hablas así?
I love when he references the robots.
I'm like, ¿por
Suena
qué te
como
hablas
un
así?
robot.
I said, Prime, imagine if I pick you up and you jump in the Lex and vamos pa
Damn,
Chili's.
flex. That was a major flex right there.
He got
Wait,
the Lex, though.
He does.
You,
And it's a nice Lex.
and so you jump in the passenger seat. We head to Chili's, and then we sit down, and just like we are right now, I'm like, mira, como está Prime, como tú estás, parece de lo más bien. Wouldn't that be weird?
Yeah, there
Baby
was somebody
backwards.
that used to work here that sounded like that all the time. For Maxima.
Oh my God.
And he
Ay, ay,
sounded
ay.
like the radio was going on in real time all the time, and it was really whack.
What was that
What
person's
was his name?
Neo, Encendido.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Is that a nickname, Encendido, or that's his real last
Oh my
name?
God.
No, that's a nickname. Yeah, dude, it's
Anyways.
great. That was a great reference.
Anyway.
Yeah, no,
This
it
is a
just he
fact.
sounded like the
Anyway.
radio at all times.
So that's what I was trying to explain to my voice talent. We can't sound like that, because you sound phony. Nobody's going to trust you. From a guy named Danny Donut on the radio. Listen to me. People are going to trust me during hurricane coverage, I'm sure.
Danny, ¿quién te puso Danny Dona? They
that
ask
was
me
a
all the
ni-
time.
That was a nickname I received when I was a kid, man. I was in elementary school. I worked. I didn't work. I was at a bus stop, and next to the bus stop was a Krispy Kreme donut shop. And I would sit there and wait. And then one day I saw they were loading up the delivery truck with fresh donuts. They make the donuts, put them in boxes, and so on and so on. So when one of the guys went inside to go get more boxes, I ran to the truck and snatched me a couple of those fundraiser white Krispy Kreme boxes.
Hey,
And I went on the
big
school
dog.
bus with it. I went on the school bus with it and started handing out donuts like I was Robin Hood from the hood, and and that's where I got the name, Danny Donuts. And the Krispy Kreme got smart, by the way, because they ended up putting like a barbed wire fence around the joint. But do you think that stopped my Puerto Rican ass? No, it did not.
El Robin Hood boricua, para que tú lo sepas, ¿oíste? Yo soy Danny Dona, para
Con
que tú lo
carne
sepas.
frita, con tostones y donuts.
Yo, kids, don't steal donuts. That's
Yeah.
not a good
Yo pensaba que
idea.
él lo compraba. When I
No,
used to
they're
hear the
they're
stories, I'm
literally
like,
$1.
That's
how
like
much
literally
money-
the story is he stole donuts.
Yeah,
That's
how
crazy.
much money did Danny actually spend on donuts?
I'm
Porque
telling you.
a mí me decían que Danny venía con una caja de donuts todos los días.
I mean,
Bro, he's
and
working
I
every day.
did. Eventually in radio, I got a pretty good sponsorship from Dunkin' Donuts and Krispy Kreme. So I did have a lot of
Both?
coupons, well, at different times. But
Okay.
yeah, I had them both, and I would hand out donuts. Like now, I rarely eat the donuts, but now I've jumped back on the radio in Q105, and I was going by Danny Serrano, but I felt like just looking at research. And that format's a classic hit format. They really don't welcome the Latinos like they
Yeah,
like you
y
would.
Serrano. Eso
Yeah,
es jamón
ese
Serrano.
es
Ese
duro.
nombre es clásico, yeah.
And so I decided to go back to my roots, to Danny Donut. That's a
Are you
fun
Danny
name.
Donut again there?
I'm Danny Donut over there now.
No way.
That was very judgy,
En
I feel.
serio?
Is that weird though?
Well,
Is
why
I think
not?
it's weird because on one end you got
Pero si tú eres José Prime.
yeah, but I've never seen him not even eat one donut since I've met him or
That's true.
bring a
Yo estaba
donut.
esperando cuando a mí me dijeron, tú vas a trabajar con Danny Dona. Yo dije, no, van a ver Dona aquí todos los días ahora.
Never know. One
That's
day,
the
never saw it.
expectation. And then like
Never
you would
saw it.
expect working with a Cuban guy that he would do Cuban things.
like
And
make
so
coffee.
It's just like since I've been here, I'm not from the radio business.
I have a Cuban name. My name's Tony.
You guys have all of this stuff behind the scenes in the shadows of your personalities. I've not had one donut yet, Danny Donut, and I've not had one colada from a supposedly Cuban guy from Hialeah, born in Cuba and everything. That
We
tells
make coladas every morning. You just got to wake up early.
Pitbull is apparently not Cuban,
Yeah,
but
he's not.
he's supposed to be Cuban.
I am.
Can you help me rectify this situation?
I can show you my birth certificate. It says Cuba.
So I do want to talk about Dimelo Tony's nickname, but first, Prime, how did you get your nickname?
Well, my nickname I was rapping under a different name, and just one day I had this dream of my name changed to Prime. It's really not an exciting
That's pretty exciting. Well,
story. I had a dream that like I was rapping under another name, and it was like, now your name is Prime, and
That's because you were in your prime, bro. That's a
Is
big
that why?
deal.
yeah, literally that's how it changed. So
So what happens now that you've slipped out of your prime?
ooh, I like that. I like that.
Damn.
Yeah,
And
he would have to know what.
Danny always wants to smoke.
Yeah, he would have to know what Prime looks like in order to know what to slip out of. But we've yet to see that.
Como dice Bad Bunny, estoy en mi peak.
Yeah, no. I'm
So
playing.
so you had this dream. How long ago was this?
You had this dream.
About your name.
Yeah, so the dream was like 13 years ago.
Oh, so it's pretty long ago. Oh wow.
I've held on to this name for a long time.
Okay. All right.
What's
And-
cool about my name, I would say, is that it's like my professional name, my street name, my nickname. Like everybody on every level of life that I've met people on, they all know me as Prime.
So what about tattoos? Like, do you have the word Prime tattooed on your body as well?
I don't. I have my logo though, like my symbol.
Yeah.
This represents my Prime brand.
Can you show it to the camera real quick if you don't mind?
Es una bandera boricua, ¿no?
So is that the same hand you would use para hacer la puñeta or no?
Yeah, if you have to. But
Okay.
you
Well,
asked
shit,
if it's the bandera boricua. You know what's sad about it is it's supposed to be, and they messed it up.
Really?
I've never talked about that. Yeah.
Oh wow.
They messed up my tattoo. There's supposed to be the triangle. You see
Oh,
it?
yeah.
It's not there. This is what happens when you let a Mexican tattoo a Puerto Rican flag on you.
Ay, ay, ay. Right.
Dímelo Tony, you've got a nickname like that. Dímelo
Tight shirt
Tony.
Tony. Tight shirt Tony was the original Tony.
What?
I got that in.
Did you say tight shirt? Bro,
Tight shirt Tony. I was
how did
TST.
I tell you I met him at the fireworks shop?
That's better than what I heard, bro.
I was tight shirt Tony. I was TST.
Okay.
They wanted to name me because I used to wear tight shirts, especially when I was interning.
Yeah.
For the morning show, over in B1039. They wanted to name me Tight Shirt Ted because of Ted, How I Met Your Mother, Ted.
Oh.
And I was like, bro, Ted.
That-
está loco,
cubano
bro.
named Ted.
No me puedo poner
Doesn't
Ted,
ex-
bro.
doesn't
They don't
exist.
even- Cubans don't even know what that is.
Fuck is a
Van a pensar que
Ted?
es un teddy bear,
Ted Talk?
Un oso eso.
Brother.
So I was like, mira, Tony, bro. Tony. Okay, that's more like what I represent. Tight
Yeah.
shirts, Cuban culture, even though Prime doesn't feel that way.
mean,
So ahí me quedó el tight shirt Tony. And
Is
then-
your first name really Tony though?
It's not.
It's not?
No.
Shut the front door. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
What the?
Tony Clemente has a lot of truth porque yo casi me llamo Clemente. Pero my dad is the real Clemente. Mi nombre es Clemen, the legal name.
Okay.
It's Clemen. Pero it's closer than
Fuck,
Tony.
I don't know him anymore. No wonder I didn't respond to his messages a long
What's
time
your
ago.
last name? Do you ever like what's?
Clement.
Bueno, ya mi apellido ya es Hernández, tú sabes, Hernández, pero
No, we don't sabe.
Clemente, I feel close to el nombre Clemente porque when I was younger, mi papá era Clemente.
Okay.
So todo el mundo me decía, oh, Clemente, esto y lo otro. Y yo no quería, my dad is he's my role model. Pero yo no quería ser Clemente because I wanted my own identity.
Yeah, yeah,
So yo le
yeah.
decía, oye, ¿qué Clemente qué cosa? Yo me llamo Clemen. Like, if that's completely different. It's just taking up the E.
Yeah.
Pero now that I'm matured, I'm a dad, I'm a father, I represent the Latino culture, the Latino brand. Clemente is ballsy, man.
Yeah,
Clemente,
yeah.
It says a lot about our culture, not just Cuban, Puerto Rican. Todo el mundo, cuando tú le dices, yo me llamo Tony Clemente, bro, they salute you from far away.
Every time I see the word Clemente, I think it's the word cement, and I have to look back at it.
Dani siempre
my
le pasa cada
gosh.
cosa.
So I was thinking he was gonna say because he's Puerto Rican. I thought he was gonna say Roberto Clemente, but he said Cement.
That's the name that should ring a bell, not cement.
Yeah.
What
I said
the-
when I see it, okay? When I see the word Clemente, I think it's the word cement, okay? Not the double take. Oh, it's Clemente. It's
Ese tipo
Tony
was
Clemente.
more than everywhere I go. Oh, were you related to him? Okay.
Hell yeah, I was.
He was bigger than a baseball player, man.
Yeah.
Ese tipo, he was a humanitarian.
Hell yeah. And he wore like those real tight pants. You can see imprints, everything, bro.
So, ¿tú crees que me debería volver a poner los pullovers así?
Is your shirt that's tight? Is it on now? Do you have a tight shirt on now?
No, I don't.
You know what I
The
noticed
jacket's
about
pretty
Tony?
tight.
When Tony has a tight shirt on, every once in a while he'll come in and he'll have a nice haircut, usually on Thursday or Friday. He'll have a nice fit on. And I noticed the shirt's super tight. He's got some like manly sized nipples, like really solid Chef Ramsay pulsating nipples. I'm like, man, what you got, broccoli stems under those things? What the hell?
Pepperoni nipsies. They're good.
So nicknames. That's crazy.
O sea, Brian, Danny Dona.
So when should we stop using our nicknames? Like, you know, when should let's say
excellent
you move bigger and better into this radio, your career. Will you always be Dímelo Tony, or are you gonna be like, are you gonna change your name, or will you always be Dímelo
el que
Tony?
me dé dinero. Yo siempre he tenido esa. Si Tony me da dinero, yo soy Tony.
Okay.
Nos fuimos.
How about you, Prime?
That's
oh,
it?
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Damn,
sorry.
that was
Damn.
kind of a perfect ending.
Yeah.
I was gonna get into like how everybody Jose has a nickname.
Nobody
Everybody
cares.
who's Jose.
Joseito.
Nobody cares. Follow Prime on Instagram or whatever.
Tony in the S.